Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Guild. Alex here with more Satisfactory. Last time we got our hub made. Started a little bit of mining, but didn't get too far in automation of anything. Just played for a couple minutes just to gather a few resources here, just to make the beginning of this a little bit faster for you guys. You wouldn't have to watch as I collected some of my first resources. One of the first things we're going to do, though, just double checking these, we're going to go with base building. And so now whenever we complete a milestone, we get to launch it in space.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
You can see in the top right, I have a little bit before the pod will return. I can select a new milestone, but even if I selected one and had materials for it, I can't put materials in until that pod gets back. So while we wait, we'll just kind of continue on doing the next thing. We do have the means of making foundations and walls now. And ramps. But that's basically how we make our factories more organized and kind of have a level surface, is by putting base blocks down. So what we're going to do, we kind of need to orient ourselves. So what I'd like to do, and there's a reason for this later, but I'm going to align myself with that right there. Oh, we can see pods coming back down. You kind of heard like a little explosion as it re-entered the atmosphere. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so basically I'm going to create a line from this pillar. So hopefully that's a 180 degrees.
Milestone exchange concluded.
There.
Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
That's directly east. And that's directly west. So right now it's going towards that. Let's see. I think this is going to be our best shot right here. It doesn't really rotate anymore. The best I can do is these little clicks. And I think that one aims it straight ahead to that. This one aims it more right there. I'm just going to go with that. From here on, as long as I'm using a block as a reference, I'll always line it up perfectly. Boy, that's mostly that. Oh, you know what? That's directly south. Yeah, let's just go with this. So this will have me perfectly in a cardinal direction with my blocks. But we're just going to get a couple here really quick. And then we're going to make a ramp. Let's go right here. foundation. So now we need more materials. So that ate up a lot of my concrete and my iron plates. Every block of foundation takes 2 plates, I believe, and 5 concrete. So we'll just go ahead and make some more plates really quick. Let's go pick up some concrete. So here pretty soon, I hope to automate a lot of my starting resources. But for right now, it's almost too much work to automate all of this right at the beginning. I'd burn through my fuel pretty quickly. There's kind of this weird paradox to the game. I think paradox is the right word. This iron ore, and like all deposits like this, are infinite. They will never run out no matter how much I mine, no matter how long I play the game. They will just keep going forever. It's kind of like backwards from what you would normally expect. On the contrary, though, plants never regrow. Once I pick this up, that's it. They'll never regrow in that spot. This will never regrow. It doesn't matter that I'm in the desert right now. It's gone. It's never gonna grow it back. Because of that, things that we would consider natural resource, or what's the proper word for it? The resources that are like regenerate, renewable resources, are actually finite in this game. I can only use biomass burners as long as I have fuel. And as you can see, there's trees all over the place. There's plants everywhere. There's a lot of fuel. It would take a long time in this game to get to the point where you burned up all of the fuel you have. But it's just kind of funny that it's really backwards on this planet. So because of that, I really try not to use up too many of my consumables early on. Basically my wood, the leaves that you can see me pick up, I can throw those into the biomass burner and I'll get fuel. But if I can turn this into actual biomass, as you can see down there, it lasts a lot longer. And then even from there, you could get solid biomass, which is even more efficient. Just turning the wood into biomass alone is pretty efficient, and you'll see that in just a second here. Got some concrete. Let's really quick just craft this. I think this will show the rate. So I put, wow, it immediately consumed it and turned itself on. That was not ideal. You turn yourself on. Oh well. So I guess it doesn't really show it too well. Yeah, I'll just have to show you guys later. But biomass just works a lot better. Just takes a lot longer for it to burn up. So yeah. So let's finish a little bit to this project right here. I know it's a little silly for me, you know, I'm starting off the game, my resources are limited. I'm doing something a little silly at the beginning here. Just using my resources in this way. Up there, and then the equipment workshop here. Honestly. And the reason I did this just kind of gives me a little bit of an overhead view of my factory as I get it started here. Let's get power poles. One there. You to the edge here. I like putting power poles right in the corners of foundations like this. I don't know why. I'm weird. We have a special. If I can make this jump. So this is a work in progress. It really doesn't do me any good at all. It's just something that I can pick up. The developers were hoping that later in the game, in future installments or updates, that there'll be some purpose to it. Oh, picked up everything when I picked that up. I thought the storage stayed, but because it kind of makes sense that the storage would not stay in there. Good. Let's run back over here. And yes, there is fall damage in this game. It takes a little bit, you know, jumping off there is going to give me some fall damage, for now at least. Let's pick these up. Then, let's see. Do you have the resources to make this? Let's go. So. It's too steep. Nice. From there, can I reach that? Wonderful. And let's power you. You'll be mining that. I have a couple of these guys. Let's pick those up. And then let's make a quick trip over here. I put down 2 on our copper as well. And all these extra portable miners will come in handy because I need one for each big mining station that I make. So they'll just get used up later. Now, let's go. That. Let's grab this. That's turned on. The other one should be on by default. We'll just let those run for a second. We need some more concrete. Let's get that going. So my goal right now is to build and power 2 things, which shouldn't be too difficult. I want to make a constructor that will go off of the end of the limestone harvester or miner to just automatically create this concrete. And then I'm going to want a smelter off of the iron ore just to smelt automatically for me. That. Let's make these iron plates really quick. Copper ore, couple iron ore. You want a constructor? Go right like that with it. You down here. Then let's throw a storage container off the end of that. Wow. Okay. Make these closer. That. Concrete. So this will consume 45 per minute. This is going to be making 60 per minute. But obviously, the miner is going to outpace the constructor. We'll just have to deal with that for a bit. Yeah. It's going to be consuming biomass, but otherwise, this is perfectly just working on its own to make me concrete. I don't really have to micromanage it any more than that. Let's see, do I have smelter? Let's take that. If you haven't noticed with our conveyor belt recipes, we go through iron plates very quickly. There's a storage container right here. I like these little, like, bird things. They're pretty cute. Hey. Okay. Now that's going. I have some iron and copper on me. We're just going to take a second and just manually smelt these out and then turn them into some resources. And as we saw last time, this is definitely the slow part of the game. Just doing a lot of this initial setup. I think early on like this, we're doing big stacks of work here in the crafting station. Later on, it's going to be more of like, okay, I need to go get this resource and half a dozen things just to make one device. So it's kind of the difference from going to, a big store like Costco and buying an entire, pallet of iron ingots, and then later on you're just doing a sprint run through a grocery store trying to find one of everything that you need. Take a second to work on these as well. One of the things I love about this game is that it's really fun with like a podcast on, or if you're just like, I want some music or something like that. It's a really easy game to just be listening to something else while you're playing. Some people like me really love to multitask, and so being able to do a couple things at once is a lot of fun, stimulating the mind kind of. Make some wire. So cable in. We have 100 concrete. So all we need for this is screws. Make some iron rods. We can see how many screws we can get with what we have. It's just going up. Almost there. Let's go down here. Grab some of this iron. You know what? While we're down on this level, let's run over here. At some point, I can extend the conveyor belts so that my resource is actually over here. So everything's just really handy for me to grab as I need to. But that just takes a lot of iron plates that we just don't have quite yet. Yeah, in that time, we already got another 100 concrete from our concrete factory. So things are going pretty good for us right now. Take a quick look at our biomass burners. Okay, we've used 26, 27 on that guy. A little bit less on this guy. The constructor adds an extra 5, so 4 for the miner, 5 for the constructor. And I guess it does for the smelter as well. On this one though, the miner turns off a lot more often. I think that's where the other side uses up the power a little bit faster. Things are going good so far. Actually kind of funny, the process for making screws and like in turn making the reinforced iron plates is like one of the hardest things early on to get your factory to make, because you have to have the smelters for the iron ingots, okay, start with the miners for the iron ingots leading to smelters to create iron plates and iron rods, and then having the iron rods go into another constructor to make screws, and then you get the assembler later that will take iron plates and screws to make a reinforced iron plate. It's a lot just to get like one item. So that's why it's like kind of nice that early on you can just manually make everything yourself. But even like leading up for the mid game, you're still doing quite a bit of manual creation just to speed things up. All that good there. Let's make some iron plates. Then I need... Oh... Good there. Let's turn these in. Away it
Milestone reached.
goes.
Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Yep, got a few more spaces. So I just pretty much killed the power to these things, so they'll shut off in just a second. Yeah. Which is fine. We are going to grab biomass. We'll take these leaves. I want to save the petals though. Okay. And then we can just take all of this and turn it into solid biofuel. Which again, takes a little bit more time. But it does increase how long the biofuel lasts in the burner. And this is necessary for making or being able to power a chainsaw, which our recipe unlocked. I just love hearing the pod re-enter the atmosphere. Such a cool sound effect that they added. All right. Let's head back over here. I'm gonna split the stack. Gotta throw 100 in here. I'm gonna throw 100 in here. Get those running again. And then let's see. What do we need for the chainsaw? I have the 5 reinforced plates. Need some more iron rods. Needs a lot of screws and some cable. Make some more wire and then make some cable. And then we'll go grab a stack of iron to make some more rods and screws. Actually, before we get too carried away with the chainsaw, we should select our next milestone. Alright, so logistics, splitter, merger, productivity display, lifts. Field research does give us the MAM. So both of those are pretty decent. They both use a lot of wire. Now, let's get started with this so that we can get the MAM. We can get the map so I can show you around a bit more. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Let me go grab some iron. Looking 97. Yeah, it takes a good chunk of time to burn that. We're gonna need 300 screws. So let's make some rods until we get 300 down here. We're gonna go. One off. That's okay. Let's throw the screws in, and then we can go grab one more stack of iron.
The map has been unlocked. Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
You can see we kind of spawned over here. This is kind of like the cliff edge here. It goes around here. This is that waterfall I was lining up to earlier. Yeah, we have a pretty good radius around the hub that we can see. But this is the desert region here. So as you can see, the map is pretty big. Again, I have no idea what this is over here. It doesn't really let me move in the map. Not really sure why, but... Alright. Besides that, we got some more item slots. We can throw our barrel nuts onto the other hand so I can easily eat and recover some health. Let's get ourselves a MAM. 15 cable wire. So really quick, let's just go ahead and melt this stuff. Back. Early on, the pod returns pretty quickly. Not too bad. Later on, it can take like 8-10 minutes. I'm sure it just gets longer and longer the further in the game you are. So yeah. So this is the MAM. And what it does is allows us to put items into the molecular analysis machine and unlock new research. So I can put in nutrients. So if I put in 5 barrel nuts, which I don't have it in my inventory, it doesn't count since it's in my hand, I can start scanning for nuts. Right now. So I just do research. It takes a few seconds. And now I should be able to is it scannable? Maybe I just need a different scan device than what I use. I haven't really used it too much. Power slugs. You remember us picking up that blue power slug from before? That's what that is. Let's just grab some of these materials we've been holding on to. We have a spitter remains. We have the hatcher remains. We have 2 of the slugs. Hatcher remains. Learn how to make alien protein out of it. So yeah, so we can see if I turn some of this meat into alien meat, we can submit 5 of them, get in the unlocking the alien DNA capsule. We unlock a recipe to churn animal matter into biomass. So I guess in a way it is a renewable resource. But then from there we can start looking at some other interesting things. Inhalers, rebar gun, extra inventory slots, an extra hand slot. And I can scan for enemies. Again, I'm not super sure how the scanner for this stuff works. That's interesting. Bacon organic, I do have that, so I can turn that in. And power slug. And then overclocking. That's a really good one that we want. So what I'm going to do is turn the other power slug I have into one of these power shards. I'm going to turn alien meat into this protein. Let's get some more copper ingots really quick. This is one of the things I'm most excited to show you guys. So, new alien organisms. Let's do this research really quick. That just unlocked a bunch of stuff down here. We already have the meat for this. We just need 1,000 cable, and I can inflate my inventory. The rest of the stuff is a little bit more expensive. And then power slugs. So yeah, we can research overclocking. Now what overclocking does, we can go into here, and now this little thing that was locked before, we have the means of putting a power shard in to increase the output by 50%. It draws more power, so this 5 will go up to probably 6.8, I'm guessing. Close to 7. You actually get a little bit more efficiency out of it than the power consumes, I believe. But something we can do instead is underclock it. So I just turned it down to 50%. It made the power output go from 5 to 2. So we really saved a lot of power doing this. And now the output is 30 per minute, which is exactly what the input is for the smelter. So now these are moving in unison. And that's kind of like the goal with a lot of the factory setup, is just making all of your different machines run at the same speed. So we can do a similar thing over here. So this one's moving at 45 per minute. So we'll just take this one and drop it down to 75%. Drops this down to 3.4. Now this is at 45 per minute, and it will keep steady with the constructor. yeah, now both of my little factories are efficient. They're using only as much energy as they need to. And the miners aren't going to just like keep shutting down and turning themselves back on. So like what we saw before, we were having these like little bumps, and now the potential is 9, but what we're actually consuming is 7.4. I believe. Why does it say 9 is consumed? I don't know. I'm not sure why it still says 9. Let's see. Let's grab that. Put you guys away. Yeah, the molecular analysis machine is a lot of fun. Kind of gives you projects to work on. If you don't just like doing milestones and trying to make the space elevator and send stuff to space, the MAM really puts a lot of fun in just exploring. And as you can see, there's other things as well. There's a unique metal that we can find, different chemicals, crystals, that once we find, we just have another tree that we can unlock. These two are kind of small alien organisms, a little bit bigger. Some of these have some pretty big branching paths, like the unknown metal. Oh, you can see. This one's a lot of fun. We have to unlock everything first. The fungus-like vegetation, crystals, and unknown chemical. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. Let's see. Logistics would probably be the best bet for next time. Assembler, we do want to try to get to the assembler soon. Yeah, nothing. Jump pads we really don't need at all. Resource sync program is a lot better later, but for right now we aren't overproducing. We're just making enough materials to keep going. Logistics 2 is great. It speeds up the conveyor belts. They are twice as fast. However, each conveyor belt takes a reinforced iron plate instead of the normal iron plates, so it's really not as efficient for me to just turn everything into a Mark II. Even if I unlocked this, I have the option of making Mark I conveyor belts. And you'll see most often that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to spend the time to make a Mark II just because of how difficult it is to get these reinforced. So these three, I'm not too worried about. Part assembly is going to be pretty important, but we'll probably just work on logistics as the next one. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you're enjoying Satisfactory. I know it's a very slow-paced game, but it has a beautiful soundtrack in the background and just nice scenery to look at. Really calm and peaceful. I will see you all in the next adventure. Bye-bye.